In honor of hitting the $40,000 mark on my debt, let me tell you about some of the most ridiculous things that I did as a shopping addict. So story number one occurred around 10 years ago. I literally put my credit cards in a block of ice. I got that idea from the movie Confessions of a Shopaholic, which ironically, I read that book when I was like 11, 12 years old, and I didn't realize that it would be a glimpse into my future. Anyway, so my dad's over, he looks in my freezer because he's trying to find like ice for his glass of water, and he finds my credit cards in a block of ice and is like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, what? It froze my credit. He was like, you know that's not what that means, idiot. Another funny story is I would order so many packages to my house, and I would say about a third of them got stolen, and I got really sick of this happening, so I started having my packages sent to my office. Little did I know this would out me to all my coworkers as a shopping addict, and they started referring to my desk as the post office because of how many packages were there. To absolutely no one's surprise, the next two stories involve R13 black combat boots. I bought my first pair of R13 double stacks from the Essence sale for around $900. They're usually around $1,400, so this was quite a deal in my eyes. And this is how I learned what the de minimis tax was. Basically what happens is the USPS will hold your packages at the post office until you come in, pay that fee, and then they'll release that package to you. I would say 75% of people just refuse the package, in which case it's sent back to the sender, your money's refunded, and you don't have to pay that de minimis tax fee. But I'm a shopping addict, so obviously I paid it. And my logic is that if I paid $250 for customs, I was paying $1,150. The boots were still on sale. I was still saving money. The second pair of R13 boots that I bought were the jump boots that are $1,700 pre-tax. Well, my husband and I were doing our taxes. My husband did them incorrectly, and it turned out we were getting $7,000 back. Oddly enough, that number wasn't a red flag to either of us, so we went to dinner, we celebrated, we were like, woohoo, we're rich! Dear reader, she was in fact not rich. And we had one too many glasses of wine at dinner. My husband was like, I just bought a new guitar. And I was like, oh, well, if you bought something, I should get something too. Anyway, I'm drunk at dinner with my husband. I buy these $1,900 R13 boots using Klarna Pay in 18, which I didn't even know was a thing. At least there was 0% interest, guys. Well, as luck would have it, my husband did our taxes so incorrectly that we ended up being audited. So we were not getting $7,000 back and in turn owed $3,000. And I was now $1,900 in the hole for those stupid boots as well. Another funny thing about my time as a shopping addict is at one point I had a bag dealer. It's been about 1.5 years since I've spoken to him. I don't remember his name and I deleted his contact. So fortunately, I'm never gonna have a bag dealer again. But he was this lovely Japanese guy and he sourced most of my vintage bags. And my final story is that the first thought that I had after I stopped shopping was, does my postman think I died? I was buying so much that I was worried if my postman genuinely thought that I dropped dead. My shopping addiction is now well under control and my debt is under $8,000. But we had a time.